The last topic, very, very, very important as well, which I don't care if you like Alex Jones or InfoWars. I'm actually interested to see what happens when I put this up on YouTube, because there's been many reports from people like Ethan Klein, who doesn't even do political. I believe he's like left-leaning liberal. He's not even Republican or conservative. He did a live stream just talking about Alex Jones. Like, I don't even know if I'm allowed to say this right now. This is how crazy the world's gotten. He's just talking about Alex Jones, probably not even saying anything good about him. And YouTube took down his live stream and blocked his ability to live stream. And he's one of the biggest YouTubers. He's got like millions of views, millions of followers. And they took his ability to live stream just for putting the word Alex Jones. It's like they're using AI algorithm to, like, you know, scan certain words and ban it from like existence. You can't talk about that. You can't talk about that. We'll change the dictionary, and we'll change history, and we'll change science, and we'll change math, and we'll say that we love science and math. Although when it comes to certain elements of humanity, they don't want to do math anymore. I'm like, you love math? Then let's do the math of what would happen if you let this happen. They're like, oh, we don't want to do that math. Well, you like science? Let's do the science of human biology. Oh, well, we don't like that kind of science. We just like saying that we're smart. We don't like actually being intellectual. We don't actually like using our brain. We like to tell you that we are superior to you because we graduated college. So, you know, we're smarter than you. We're better than you. We're here. You're here. Let us help you. We're superior. You're weak. You need the victim mentality. Don't you dare be powerful or happy or love America, or else we'll call you, you know, mean, nasty, racist names. But anyway, Infowars.com is Alex Jones's website. Alex Jones, if you don't know, is one of the most revolutionary, love him or hate him, most revolutionary journalists and radio personalities of the 21st century. He's the original. Even everybody on the left, all these woke progressives who want to talk about the wars, and, you know, they're like, oh, I'm so much better than Alex Jones. He's such a lunatic. It's like Alex Jones was literally doing what you're doing 20 years ago. So like everything that you're saying about the wars in the Middle East, everything that you're saying about the global agenda to basically, like, you know, do all this crazy stuff that's not really just rooted in the Middle East. All these progressives like to talk about it and say, oh, I hate Alex Jones. You are like 1/8 as impressive as Alex Jones. Every single thing that you say that you think you're so woke for saying, and then you infuse it with, like, you know, dumb healthcare. Alex has been saying this for 20 years. So love him or hate him, agree with everything that he says or not. One of the most revolutionary journalists of the 21st century. He's done what people never could do before they were doing it in the 1990s and in the 2000s, talking about stuff that no one dared talk about, talking about George Bush, talking about Republicans, talking about Democrats, you name it. Alex Jones has probably said it, for the better or the worse. He says too much quite often, and I disagree with him, you know, on occasion. I don't agree with everything he says. Sometimes I catch him flat out making stuff up. You know, sorry, someone called in. He deserves a platform somewhere. I mean, I would hope he deserves freedom of speech, unless that doesn't exist anymore. So within 24 hours, if you aren't familiar, I talked about it a little bit, but now we'll do a full analysis. He was taken off. It was like a mass coordinated attack, similar to Sweden, how they had 3 different cities, cars on fire. I'm not saying it's similar in the violence, but a coordinated attack. It's not just like oh, we did this and then we'll do this the next day. You had Apple, you had Spotify, you had YouTube, and you had Facebook delete Alex Jones out of existence, and Alex Jones had 1.5 billion views. 1.5 billion views on YouTube, deleted, removed from existence on YouTube. Coordinated attack. Facebook, Spotify, Apple, Google, wiped out Alex Jones. If that's not bad enough, they're further pressuring people like Patton Oswalt, Seth Rogen, you know, liberal, Democrat politicians are saying, Twitter's the only one that didn't take Alex Jones down. They're saying, you have to take Alex Jones down. How dare you not take Alex Jones down? So do you see how sick these people are? If it was the worst person on the left who was deleted off of all social media platform, you would never catch me pressuring Twitter to delete them. Like the last bastion of free speech, being like, no, you have to delete them too. Patton Oswalt, you're an insane psychopathic fascist. I'm sorry. I don't know what else to say about it. They're deleting him out of existence, and the one small thread that he's actually there, you're begging for them to delete away. These people are absolute insane, psychopath, disgusting individuals. I don't know how else to put it for this live stream. I'm amped up. So Twitter has him. Vimeo decides to delete him with the virtue signal, like, oh, we don't really know what he did, but we don't want Alex Jones here. So if that's not bad enough, the only place that you can actually see the full InfoWars show is Infowars.com. people say, oh, it's the tech company's right to delete Alex Jones. They're private companies. That's true. You know, overall, Alex Jones should probably watch what he says. You know, he says a little too much. He gets sued every single week for saying that. So overall, you know, yeah, for sure, he should watch what he says. But not only did they delete him off all of social media except for Twitter, now his website is repeatedly getting hacked and attacked. So his InfoWars website is down now. I don't know if it's up, you know, as far as when this live stream or video is published, but it's been down for 2 hours, multiple hours. It's been down, you know, multiple days in a row. There's been several attacks. So now you can't find Alex Jones anywhere. They're literally deleting him from existence. And I'm gonna drop a truth bomb at this point. I really don't care anymore. Alex has even admitted on one of my favorite things he's ever said was, he was like, I'm on point 70% of the time. I got to do my Alex Jones impression. He's like, I'm on point 70% of the time. 30% of the time, no, but 70% of the time, I'm right on. He literally admitted himself that 30% of the time he's not straight on, but 70% of the time he is. I thought that was hilarious because it showed a lot of self-awareness. It was like him admitting that he knows that everything he says is not always spot on because he's live streaming and he's just free-flowing with it. So overall, but like Alex said, a lot of what he says is spot on. He talks about the communist Chinese infiltrating, you know, multiple elements of the United States. It's mainstream news. I mean, they talk like Alex is crazy. It's in the news. Where's Apple storing its iCloud information? In China. Who is Apple working with in China? The communist Chinese, because you can't have a company in China without working with the communist government. They're doing a complete totalitarian takeover of China. They're getting rid of term limits. They're literally establishing a dictatorship, which is fine. I'm not hating on it. I have no problem with it. It's not my business. But what is my business is the United States of America. So now you have an American company in Apple moving their iCloud information to China. This is mainstream news. And China's government is saying that it's going to use Apple as a bargaining tool in our trade war. So, and this is not, Alex Jones says this and they delete all his channels because he's one of the only ones talking about it, but it's in mainstream publication. It's in CNBC. It's in Reuters probably. Maybe not. I don't know that for sure, but it's definitely a CNBC. China's government literally openly admits now that they have control of Apple, most of the, you know, a lot of their production things like Foxconn where people, you know, historically were killing themselves, so they had to put up suicide nets because of such terrible working conditions. And now Apple moving its own facilities to their iCloud account, China's telling Trump, I'm using your own company against you. I mean, which is fine. I mean, Apple can technically work wherever we want, but this is really happening. Legendary Pictures, which published Batman, Superman, The Hangover, 300, and, you know, one of the biggest movie companies out there, is owned by someone from China. And if you're from China, you know, you're probably, it's not like as free over there, so you probably have some connection or some tie to the Chinese government. Maybe not though, I'm not saying for sure, but why I bring it up, because I don't care who owns what, but you have the news saying Russia's infiltrating our media. Oh my goodness, Russia's so terrible, they're infiltrating everything. Oh, but you can't really even find a Russian media company in the United States. You have Sputnik, you know, RT, which they're not hiding it. They're like, I'm Russian. I mean, everybody knows that already. They didn't have to put a little YouTube label like, oh, it's from Russia. It's like, yeah, we know that already. But you have China and Chinese billionaires buying up American companies. They're not telling you when you go watch the movie that it's, you know, Chinese owned like they tell you when it's Russian owned. They're not telling you because they own so much. Now it's just common knowledge. And there's mainstream reports that say that China's box office sales and China's entertainment industry is going to be bigger than the United States entertainment industry in 2020. So not only are they taking over our entertainment industry financially, but they're also growing their industry to overtake ours. So, you know, they talk about Russia being a threat all the time. That's fine, but why don't they talk about China? Why are they deleting Alex Jones out of existence? I'm not saying they're connected, but clearly Alex Jones is hitting on something, striking a chord that they don't want him to strike. And I mean, he's been striking chords for 25 years. So it's like everything that he says has been on point. He's told you about George Bush. He's told you about everything. I mean, there's so much that Alex says. This is why, to be honest, I'm just going to air it out there now, because now is the time to stand up for Alex Jones. I'm not saying to agree with everything he said. I'm not co-signing the terrible things that he said, or I'm also not co-signing the things that he said to get him sued. You know, he can handle his own lawsuits. He can handle his own failures. If you haven't noticed yet, I'm a nice person who loves everybody, and I see the best in everybody, and I try to identify the things that I love in somebody instead of what I hate. And I stand up for a lot of people here that conservative Republicans don't even want to hear. But with Alex Jones, it's far past the time to stand up for him. He's been deleted off of virtually the entire internet. They're attacking his website, so he can't even stream anywhere. It's like literally a tech sci-fi horror movie. So it's the time to stand up for Alex Jones, and it's honestly the time, as I've literally said for months and people have got mad, he's one of my favorite people to listen to. Is he exaggerate sometimes? 1,000%. Does he freak out and say things that he doesn't mean sometimes? Totally. I'm not saying that he's 100% on, but I find him to be oddly honest and accurate with the overarching message that he's been saying for 15 years. So it's like these new school people come in and they're like, oh, I hate Alex Jones so much. It's like Alex Jones is 20 times as good at what you try to do. He's better than you. He's smarter than you. He's more accurate than you. He's more honest than you. I'm not saying he's perfect, but it's like the people who hate on him couldn't light a candle to Alex Jones. So luckily they're standing up for him not getting censored anymore. But at what point does this become too much? Because the story here today is Infowars.com, which is Alex Jones's store, has been attacked and taken down. So you can't find his live streams. You can't buy his products, which he sells many great products. He sells fish oil, he sells water purifiers, he sells, you know, holistic supplements. So as Alex Jones is trying to like, hey, here, I'll clean your water and I'll give you like fish oil. These other companies that hate Alex Jones are like, Alex Jones is so dumb. But they'll be selling you like pharmacy pills, and they'll be selling you unhealthy foods that are literally, you know, raise your blood pressure and make you obese and make you unhealthy and make you tired and lazy and lethargic. Alex Jones is giving you energy. The mainstream media is sucking your energy with the disgusting products that they sell, yet they say that he's the terrible person. It's like same thing with Trump. It's like Trump's such a bad person for lowering the unemployment rate and making sure that Hispanics and Latinos have jobs more than ever. He's racist, but we're not racist for raising our taxes, you know, taking more money from Latino and Hispanic people, stealing your money, you know, sabotaging your small businesses, and telling you that you're a victim and you can never be equal to me. But we're the not racist ones, because we love to tell minorities that they're not as important as we are, and they're not as good as we are, and they're never going to be as good as we are. So when Candace Owens comes around and says, hey, I'm a winner, I'm a victor, I love winning, and I love Donald Trump, and I love America, and I'm going to accomplish everything that I want to accomplish because I'm smarter than you, they say, you're a insert racist name. You're a white supremacist, Candace Owens. You're terrible. How dare you not submit to us? How dare you not get on your knees and say, thank you, white liberal. Please supply me with health care, and please supply me with all of these things. Take my taxes and give me government welfare programs, because that's what I need. And please talk about how I can't get an ID because of my skin color, because I'm so incompetent that I can't even get an ID on my own. It's so racist to ask for IDs at the voting booth. That's what they want. They don't want a Candace Owens. They don't want a Kanye West. They don't want a Donald Trump. They don't want anybody black to be smart or powerful or strong. They want you to be weak and say, thank you, white liberal. I love you so much, white liberal. I'm so glad you have so much guilt, and that you take the guilt that you personally have and you project it onto poor white Americans who never had the privileges that you had. Thank you, white liberal. I appreciate your white guilt so much. Thank you for feeling bad for me and feeling superior to me. That makes me feel so good. That's the mentality that they want you to have. Alex Jones doesn't have that mentality. That's why millions of black people and Hispanics love Alex Jones. Alex is a rock star in the Hispanic community. People love him. Everyone knows who he is. And also, he sells healthy products. So I've said this for months before they took him off. I'm saying it now because they're censoring him off the internet. And it's getting to the point of Laura Loomer got kicked off Facebook. Alex Jones got kicked off. I stay as nice and calm and rational as I possibly can. Today I got a little amped up, and, you know, it's okay. But it's like, at what point is freedom of speech gone? At what point are you going to bend over backwards for people that don't even like you and sabotage people that actually have your best interests at heart? I just have zero tolerance now for what's going on, because They're literally, I mean, it's getting to the point where people are really being affected. You have a complete tech takeover. And like I said, if you haven't, I'll probably post it again or next week. Why I support the red wave personally. I've never voted Republican in my life. I've always been left-leaning. I've, wrote my senior thesis on the prison system, the private prisons complex, how horrible it is and how Black and Latino people get disproportionately jailed. I've always been an activist for people, not only good white people, but good Black and Latino people. I've always been more left-leaning by nature. I just have. And I'm going all in on the red wave because it is, like I explained this newscast multiple times, it is the ideology. It's not about left and right. You're right. It's not about that. But the ideology of the left is higher taxes, victim mentality, PC pandering, and complete oblivious of like real life consequences due to naivety. That's just what it is. From the wokest, smartest progressive to the least woke Bill Mayer, who's just like, oh, we're going to talk about Russia every day and win the election. No, you're not. That's why you lost that election. That's why you'll probably lose this election. But I'm just saying, they're censoring Alex Jones. They're deleting his, he's getting his website attacked. He's being banned and ripped off all social media. You have, the media doing this in Sweden as well, to a political party taking down their videos. And like the first story I said, you have a guy doing some very, very sick stuff in a desert to his own kids, killing his own kid and putting a bunch of kids there. And you have a liberal judge who, I will repeat, this is a quote from the news article from Sarah, whatever her name is, I don't even know. Although, if you've ever lived in northern New Mexico for any period of time, you're aware that many people here live in unconventional ways. So no big deal. It's like, what's the difference between me having a little quirk to me? I'm unconventional, I'm quirky, and this guy just killed his son and trained a bunch of kids and stripped them naked and made them commit school shootings or tried to get them to commit. It's like tomato. It's like, I'm unconventional, he's unconventional. If you've ever been to New Mexico, you know that's how it is. So, with that mindset, she released him on bail. And make no mistake, this is a mindset on that side of the political spectrum. I don't know any other way to say it. All the tech censorship is coming from that side. All the victim mentality is coming from that side. All of this mass, we're just going to, tank America because we hate ourselves so much. It's all coming from the left. The inability to rationally look at situations and make a tough decision that might not be popular, but might be honest and helpful to all people, to every race, religion, and gender in this country. No one on the left wants to do it. They just want to pander. They just want to be like, oh my goodness, this is that, so we're going to do this, and yeah, it's so right. I'm not having it anymore. And like I said before I end this live stream, I'm willing to debate anybody. I'm willing to have a conversation, open up the dialogue. If you don't agree with me, find somebody with a similar audience, or I'm going to try to set up debates eventually, have conversations. But the problem is, and it happens on the right too, it happens with conservatives as well, everybody's so stubborn. So it's like everybody's caught in their box, the little box they made for themselves, and if you break one part of the box, they're like, ah! Conservatives and Republicans do it to me all the time. Liberals and progressives certainly do it to me all the time, but I don't care. I'm still going to break the echo chamber, have a discussion. Those are the three stories of the day. Thank you for listening. A little bit more wild of a live stream, but what else do you say when somebody's doing that type of stuff in the desert? The media barely wants to talk about it and play devil's advocate and say, oh no, it's just unconventional. He had the best interest for his son. He just messed up the ritual and killed him by mistake. Oops, it's no big deal. We'll let him out on bail. This is happening. I can't make this stuff up. I wish I was making it up so it could be a lie, and then Facebook could censor me, and then everybody could live happily ever after, but it's not. So thank you so much for joining. As always, if you'd like to support my newscast, it is patreon.com/raretalk and donorbox.org/anomaly. They're both pinned to the top, and they're both at the top title. If you'd like to support, I appreciate it. It's 100% fueled by the people. And I'm just going to be honest. This is just the reality of it. I don't need the world. I'm happy as is. Could be better, could be worse, but I'm very, very grateful. I've come from not a lot and gotten to a point where I'm living my dream, essentially. You know what I'm saying? Having a good time, able to spread a message that I want to spread to the world. So that's what more could I ask for? But the truth is, CNN and these big corporations, even Fox News, they're getting prioritized on social media. So as they're deleting people's videos, as they're banning people's channels, they're weakening David and they're strengthening Goliath. So they're giving millions of dollars to social media companies, to mainstream media, They already have billions of dollars. They already have priority, and they're sucking away my money. They're sucking away people like my money's away, people like me away. So it really, really helps out if you do support. I appreciate it 1,000%, because I'm not just saying this. This is really the reality. They're censoring people. They're silencing people. They're trying every which way to make it so I can't reach people and I can't make money. They desperately want me to have $0. They desperately don't want me to grow and make a big news organization or employ more people or make it so if I do get to a certain point, I could get a nicer studio and have other people helping so we could reach a wider audience. They don't want that to happen. So I get nitpicked every which way, and everyone else gets stronger, 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 stronger. And even people that I talk about, progressives, as far as progressive socialist left-leaning people who have similar audience as me, I'm not, it's not a comparison, but I'm just saying, some of them get $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 a month on Patreon. They have a lot of energy. So this election this November, I'm just being honest, people got mad at me saying, anomaly, no, it's going to be a red wave for sure. Yeah, that's what the Democrats said for a year, and then they lost the election to Trump. They said, we're going to win for sure. We're so cocky. Ha, ha, ha. We got it. We don't have to campaign. We don't have to do anything. We got it won. We got it won. The polls say we're 101. And then they lost to Donald Trump. So if you want to lose, you can follow the same blueprint that the Democrats do, but I'm hyping you up because I'm telling you the truth. The left is motivated. They're giving people $20,000, $10,000 a month on Patreon so they can expand and go on tour and do all these things. They're voting. They have protests that have tens of thousands of people at them. They have millions of people nationwide. They're amped up. They're giving money to their people. And I'm not even saying that, but they're going to vote. Don't think, oh, no, they're just all paid by agents. No. There's millions of people that are liberal and progressive that are hyped up, amped up, supporting their people, and they're going to vote. So that's my last message before I leave. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you so much for supporting. Sign up to my free email list as well. I'm going to post it in the description when I'm done, or in the comment section, but just make no mistake, and I'll probably say this multiple times before November, the left is going to vote. They're energized, they're amped up, they're more hyped up than you can imagine. Don't get comfortable, don't get cocky, don't say, anomaly, how dare you tell me that? I want to just sit here and act like I won it and talk about Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez all day. That's a failing strategy. Don't do it. Get hyped up. I've seen dozens, real quick before I go, I've seen dozens of people, from Barack Obama to lower level people. They've been tweeting out here's who you should vote for. If you're in this state, vote, vote, vote. They have little pamphlets to explain exactly who to vote for. I see Trump tweeting who he wants to vote for, and Trump is very powerful. But I see no Republicans and no conservatives doing that sort of work, making sheets and doing stuff like that. I'm not saying like you're going to lose. I'm just maybe trying to inspire you into doing a little bit more. Because that's every sport game or anything that you play. It's not about attacking you. I'm not saying you're not doing enough. Oh my God, Anomaly thinks we're going to lose. He's an agent. Oh my God, Anomaly's a spy. No, I'm saying that because if you play a sports game and you're like, oh, I've done enough. It's the first half. And you're like, yeah, the game's not over, but I've done enough. I'm just going to stand here, watch other people. You haven't done enough. That's not how games work. And I'm not saying politics is a game, but essentially the goal is to win the election. The election hasn't even happened yet. So the fact that so many people are so cocky and confident is very, very alarming to me, and it's very, very reminiscent of the Democrats in 2016, and part of their extremely, 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 extremely failed strategy of doing the exact opposite of what people actually like. So thank you guys so much again. God bless you. God bless America. Big prayer for America. Big prayer for the world. We need it. Hopefully this will spark some sort of discussion, and that's all it is. I'll be back later today or tomorrow with a new video.